Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Joining us in the studio is the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Dr. Kayode Opeifa. He will be sharing his insights into the current state and future prospects of the railway sector. He'll be speaking on the challenges, opportunities, innovations shaping the industry. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. When you were in Lagos, and then now you are in another area entirely. This is... A few weeks ago, I took a story in the paper, sir. The story was talking about how there are some challenges with the Nigerian Railway Corporation, how some of the offices, they've been doing JV, there's been some PP partnership, and those partnerships have led to some people being evicted. I was like, oh, and that Nigerian Railway Corporation has a lot of land and opportunities to take advantage. But what would you say about that particular story? I'm sure you heard about it.
The lands are national assets. Okay. It doesn't belong just to Nigerian Railway Corporation, but entrusted to the Nigerian Railway Corporation as a way to generate revenue to support the operations of the rail system. And that is an international practice to create assets for rail corporation. That's one. Two, on the issue of individuals taking advantage, yes, they will take advantage if these resources are not properly protected, and if there are staff doing it the wrong way, we discipline them. For members of the public, let me deviate even from land to other assets. You know, those rail tracks are also national assets, and some people are ripping it off, and they call it scrap. They are not scrap. They are national assets belonging to every Nigerian. They are national assets entrusted into the hands of the Nigerian Railway Corporation management to use for the benefit of every Nigerian. So they are not scraps. People go to our tracks and take it out saying there's not been trained for running on it for years, and they sell it. And you have companies who also induce people to go and remove it. You also have individuals. You have our staff. You have members of the security organizations too, who are supposed to put. In fact, there are times when they are caught. Maybe they caught them with 3 trailers, and by the time we want to recover, we are only able to recover 2. So you also have collusion, conspiracies, and involving the highs and the lows in the society. So not just on land, it's also we are those who encroach on those land assets. Some people feel we should just dispose it. No. They are meant to be used for the purpose of supporting the operations of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, which today probably is the oldest national corporation or national asset in Nigeria. It predates Nigeria.
All right, so I'd like to ask you this question. Very exciting things are happening in the railway sector in our country. So let's just use this moment to spotlight some of those things. What is the current state of railway services in our railway sector? I know I am particularly looking forward to the green the green line that's coming. But let's talk about the current state of things, the way things are as of today.
You're talking as a Lagosian.
Yes, I am. Born and bred.
Yes. So, if I'm to speak as a medical doctor, I would say stable recovery.
Okay, stable.
It's stable now. It was ailing. It became stable. Now it's recovering. And under the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President, the intention, the plan, the focus is to get it out of any sick or sickling situation before the end of this year. Wow. So that the railway can actually serve the people, Nigeria, for the purpose it was meant for, to move people.
I wanted to find out what percentage of the rail is no longer not in use. Because before most of the rails were not in use, but I know that you said that was hailing time. But now that we're recovering, what's the percentage of our recovery?
I wouldn't mention percentage so that it becomes a national headline in a negative way. But let me say this: we are now optimizing entirely what we have, everything. In Plateau State, the government of Plateau State is partnering with us under what we call the Railing with the States to now use the Jos to Kuru line. So if not for what happened in Plateau. Okay, let me say, before the end of June, we're going to commence operating train from Jos to Bukuru and later to Kuru. Is it Kuru? Where you have NIPS.
Oh, okay.
NIPS. Kuru, sorry. Yeah, we got, and that should cost people ordinarily 700, 800. We'll be charging 200. Wow. Now, also, we're planning to run Minna to Kaduna. So these are routes that ordinarily before nothing was happening on them. Then we are now working so hard on the Lagos-Kano narrow gauge. Unfortunately for us, just 4 weeks ago, we had a washout in Oshobo, Dagbolu. Without that, we would have been in Ilorin a day before Salah for passenger free ride. Wow. We would have been in Minna for free ride. Mokwa, where you had the soul of the departed, rest in peace, where we had the terrible flooding. We did a test run on May 24th.
Before the flooding?
Yeah, you need to see the picture of the flooding. Our rail, we now have a hanging rail, which we will fix. That's not the first time we're seeing that. We saw that sometimes ago in 2017 and regularly. So for the standard gauge, they are all fully operational. On the narrow gauge, the Port Harcourt to Warri, you know, it was under rehabilitation. This government had completed it, and we now run train from Port Harcourt to Aba, and very soon we're taking it to Enugu. And by Enugu to go via Umaya and Enugu. And you need to enter that train from Port Harcourt to Aba. If you are not careful, you will just be stuck in it. When you get to the number of people, and when you ask them, what are you going to do? They say they are going to do market. I lost my English at that point. I said, market care, what is market? They said they are going to buy goods. So people leave Port Harcourt in the morning, they go to Aba, buy goods, enter the return train and they're back. And really you need to see the number of people. Then on the other side, you have Lagos. We run Kajola to Ido, Kajola to Apapa, Agbado to Ido, Agbado. You need to enter that train too, but
it's packed too.
It's packed. It's packed, completely packed. And either though you may not see it full, but there are little things we're doing now. We are refurbishing our coaches. We want to make sure that all of them have air conditioner. That is for the MTT, the local trains. All the ones that run Lagos to Ibadan is fully air conditioned. Those are standard. Lagos to Warri Itakpe. You need to go to Warri Itakpe too. People are saving over 50% of the actual cost. They move from Bayelsa by road to Warri. And the same bus company that took them to Warri is waiting for them at Itakpe to take them to Abuja. So people have created a value chain for themselves, and that's big business.
So
that is the one that the Shoki was, and when they went failing and they went to play music. That one is a flagship now. We are putting so much focus on that train because it has capacity. It's the longest of the standard gauge. It has capacity to blow. And the government is planning to now take it from Warri to the port and then take it from Itakpe to Abuja. That's the train that moves the entire pipes that were used on the Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kano pipeline, gas pipeline. We move it from Warri to Itakpe, then they continue their journey by rail. On the Lagos-Ibadan one, that one is a blowout. We increased the frequency. Just 3 hours after we increase it, boom, it has gone. Some people will tell you it is racketeering, not racketeering. It is the demand and supply issue that created the racketeering. For the racketeering, we introduced the NIM, and thanks to NIMSI for helping us out. So with NIM, we thought we have gotten it right. But you know what, some people went and invested some, like your friends, just, you know, many things now you use NIM number. So we discovered that some people are using double. Somebody booked in the morning from Lagos to, Abuja to Kaduna, and is booking Kaduna to Abuja the same time. So we're working, and
they are taking advantage of the system.
So what we did was to now introduce double checking like at the airport. So we thank NIM and NIMSI for that because they have a very robust back end to check, and they can see. We also can see at our own end people. So we now introduce double checking.
All right, let me take a quick break, sir. When we come back, we'll take more questions because they are itching to ask you questions. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. We've been having a very interesting conversation with our very own Mr. Opeifa, because Dr. Opeifa, we know you, we know the action, and the ladies are trying to chip in their questions because we feel like it's not that we have you like this. Let us get everything out, you know. But
we see the passion in which you're telling us about this railway,
yes,
and we're quite intrigued. We're quite impressed. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate customer experience and satisfaction?
It depends, like in every customer experience. It depends on the gauge. I mean, the line you're talking about. I would put it as 7. But at that 7, to me, it's not good enough. Customer experience should be nothing less than 10.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's when you talk of, because that's the art of every service delivery. If your customer, if one customer complains, then you are off. Because you don't know how many are quiet. So for every person.
Where's the gap, and what are you doing to cover up that gap?
We have to reposition. We have to reposition, we need to revitalize, and we need to also consciously communicate with the people that this is the minimum. We are writing new standard operating procedure. I will tell you straight away. There has been none that you can look to. So we are rewriting it, we are recreating it so that the staff will know their responsibility. Then the customer too should know his responsibility and is right. I don't want to go into some of the experience. Sometimes the customer too expects so much and they get not that much. Yeah. So, but whichever way, they must know the minimum that they should expect. And our staff must give them. We as a government, as a people, as a corporation, must make sure we are strive to give 10. If it now falls to 9, you know you are getting close. The 7 to me is not good. The customer experience for now is not where we want it to be, but not that bad.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And I must say, you have a sweet mouth. About this, you make it sound so good. Well done. Thank you for the good job you're doing.
Thank you.
So, sir, as it is in our case in Nigeria, sustainability is one big issue. So, I'm wondering, are there plans in future to have private individuals, international stakeholders partner with you guys? One, for investment. Secondly, for sustainability, and then for maintenance. Looking at maybe examples of the BRT buses, some of these things come up, and then you see that after a few years, that's all. So these projects are laudable, but do you think it will be possible? Because I know that if individuals get into this, the prices might go up at the end of the day for the common man. But maybe maintenance would also jack up, and then we can have it for a longer period of time. Then we're not talking sustainability fear. Would that happen at some point?
Okay, you've asked me 1 million questions, but let me put it this way: that the Nigerian Railway Corporation, as it is now, has qualified, capable men and women. Even though they say there are no women, they call the women iron men. They say they are stronger than the men. Now, they have capable men to maintain, if they have the resources, equipment to do it. And we've seen what we did with Wari Itakpe when we had multiple. We took off, we took about 20 days. Within 4 days, those guys were ready. But we felt we should give them more time to do. That's number one. On the maintenance aspect, we don't have enough redundancy. If we have enough, like assuming we have 4 movements and 1 is on reserve, we don't have that. So we are working at extra strength. And what we do is to now create a day or an 8-hour period where the men will devote all they can do to maintain. On the issue of PPP, yes, a lot of our responsibility have been private sector driven, like the ticketing. We don't handle ticketing, except for the local ones. For all the 3 main lines on the standard gauges, is a private sector driven. And they are top-notch companies. And they're doing well. So when people talk of racketeering, I try to tell them,
it's not government.
It's out of your hands, yeah.
We relate with them, we can see the dashboard, but they are doing their best, and other smart guys too are trying to outsmart them. Then also in terms of security, apart from where the police, we have our own police command, apart from where the police, the civil defense and the military are involved, all other security are private sector back. They are local vigilante. We have all these security companies, Nimbus, Codrum, so many of them. In fact, major part of our expenditure after diesel comes from security. Cleaning is private sector done.
Okay.
All the cleaning is done by these SMEs and the rest.
Okay.
They are doing their best. We're trying to raise up their standard. Then so many of the things we do are private sector. The ones that we do ourselves is the maintenance, which we also have private sector involved in the maintenance. All the supplies are private sector driven. Sometimes when we need cranes beyond, we use private sector. Then for operations, we handle that. For safety, 50% private sector, 50% they're using a lot of technology. People keep saying, why don't you put it? Even in South Africa where they have electric. I was there a few weeks ago, they said they're still stealing cables. And it's just matter of attitude and perception. So
one final question from me. One final question.
It can't be final. We still have time.
Okay, how accessible are the information about railway services to the public? Like how where to get tickets? Because someone called me, if I want to go to Ogun State, how do I go from? I say, okay, I haven't entered before, but I know there's one around Ojo Elegba, the Joshua side. So how accessible are this information?
It's like the Montessori education. We have to be more visible. We're doing our best, but we can do better. We have a website, nrc.ng.
Functional website.
One. Oh, very, very functional. Okay. You also have for the tickets is nrc.ng/tickets or booking. You'll get it there. And all the three different booking companies also have created apps. Just go on the Google, what do you call that? It's
three booking companies.
This app generating App Store for either Android or iOS.
Play Store.
Just type Nigerian Railway ticket, you will see some of these things come up. Right. However, the information part, we're not doing that well. We are working to now bring the younger guys. We have some young guys who have not been tapped. We're trying to bring them in so that they can handle the social media. And you don't see really that much of social media. I've never seen it. It's as old as the organization. They will bring in the young guys now. But you will see that we are now showing some level of presence on the social media, and people are communicating. So for the ticketing, now the problem is with those using Apple, iPhone, and we've been working. I don't think they have that much in Lagos, but they have it a lot in Abuja, Kaduna, Sabi. Lagos' own is demand and supply. The spaces are limited. So if you book when everybody has booked, then Abuja, Kaduna has problem of iOS. The alternative is for people to use the web form. But whichever way, what we see at our own end is seats are fully booked. So we'll get the money. So when you enter the train, you see an unoccupied seat. It doesn't mean that you didn't pay.
So where are they now making money from? Like they buy it off the website and they hope to sell it at the point of entering.
Less than 5%. That's less than 5%. Okay. Those are the ones I said they are yet to give up. But what we do now is that you do double checking. So that is also going below 5%. Because you do double checking like you do. And if you go to a station, you take a ticket and you just put it on the scan, it will show your face. So once it's not the same face, they push you out. The idea thing is to arrest you, but how many are we going to arrest? So, and that's a distraction to us. So what we do is to let them, we'll start arresting if it needs to do that. But it has gone down.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, I still feel like we need to address some safety, security discussion, because a lot of people feel a bit scared when they are approaching the thought of a long distance, isolated parts of the rail transport system. When we return on the break, we'll go more into the conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the Nigerian Railway Corporation and we have with us. So I know you have a question for him.
Yes, I do. I mean, when we're talking about railway transportation, just like with any other means of transportation, there are risks and there are hazards. So could you speak to the infrastructure for the provision of security, not just from a reactive level where it's like, okay, if an accident, if a train deviates from its track, what happens? What are those on ground provisions for responding to those kind of accidents, but also from a proactive level in terms of before anything happens, what are those things that have been put in place to ensure that it's safe to travel by train?
Let me start by saying the train is the safest of all the land transport modes.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, safety and security, like in any other sector, is put at the highest level of management. Number three, even in America, level crossing. America has the highest number of level crossing accidents in the world today. So what you do, in the case of Nigeria, you will notice that in recent time, last 3 years or so, we've not had any major security breach. But we do have a lot of safety misses or safety, thank God.
Just
you will always
bed of smoke.
What you need to, what we have been doing is, like I said, we are rewriting the standard operating procedures. You also have, the first thing is to prevent it from happening. And if your staff are not at their best, it will happen. Sometimes you will hear that train stuck at a level crossing. The beauty is that we'll pull it out in a very short while. That is because there shouldn't be level crossing in the first instance. So when you have level crossing and there is rain, sand will go in, but the train moves on iron that is locked. If anything happens, it deviates. The alternative is to change your wheel. New technologies are coming up. But for us, safety is key. And it can be on the train, it can be to our staff, and that is why I can link it here. We're working, part of the reform is going to create an entirely different directorate to handle safety and security. Because that is what will determine people use your train. After the Kaduna stuff, the bad incident, do you know that we are yet, the Abuja Kaduna line is yet to get to that passenger level. And it's because people have fears. But I want to allay their fears that our rail tracks are safe. Just this morning, there was a news going on that people should stay away from train because there are some clips removed. Now, what also happened is people remove the clips. When they remove the clips, it's no longer safe. When you go and take our iron, and we don't know. And that's why we put a lot of men on the track early on. So this morning, we have replaced over 6,000 clips from last night to this night on Warri Takwe. So we also have to keep abreast of the situation.
In real time.
Yeah, in real time. So safety is key, and we are creating a brand new department, if permitted, to handle that, so that will instill more
confidence.
But however, we still go on there. We still travel by air. We still travel by car.
And there are issues
they
there
are
too.
not, for the land sector, it's not as safe as the rail. It is the safest of all the most that moves on the ground. And we will continue to do our best.
And security?
Security, you know, you can't discuss it completely off here. But what we have done is a lot of the locals are involved. We are doing community to take ownership. It helps their business if the train runs. But if the train is not running in the community, they feel bad. So, but when the train is running, you know, the supply chain, the value chain, everything improves. When you hear towns like Agege, Dube, and all those things, the train contributes to their prosperity. You hear like Zaria, all those, the train. So, we are getting the community involved, the chiefs and the rest, and the security also. They're heavily involved. They're involved in the cleaning, and that helps us. Then the military are doing a fantastic job. The military, the police, and the vigilante are helping us. And we want to appeal to the members of, please don't steal our
that one, you
saw
started with it.
Do they
It's no, but no, we will keep on saying it. I don't think people understand the impact until it comes close to you. When there's a picture here now, see that
he's still electric. He's not even afraid.
So when you steal, when people see the impact that, oh, if I take this iron rod and my mother or my children or my cousins go on the train and something goes wrong, it gets close to home. We don't see how it affects us. We just see, I'm going to make money. And it's the selfish interest we're working against. But it was really great having you on the show with us. Thank you for inspiring us to believe in the Nigerian Railway Corporation, that there is hope for people to confidently, and especially the business opportunities that you've just said. I'm sure many transport companies now can begin to, instead of you being on the road.
Maybe I should just say one thing. Let me use open to thank Mr. President for the investment he's putting into the rail sector. In the last 2 years, we're about spending what we have never spent in the last 3 years, just in 1 year. Yeah, there is a huge investment in the infrastructure. There is a huge expansion program waiting to be announced. And there is also, under the Renew Hope Infrastructure Fund, the current government under the Mr. President Ashwaba is investing heavily in this sector.
In 1 year, what they've not invested in 10 years.
And it is even giving grants to states to support states to bring up all these development commission to are also putting.
Thank you for bringing us back to states. Please start holding your states accountable.
Accountable.
Yes.
No, we're also accountable too.
Yes, no, because it works together. From the federal to the state, if everybody works together, we would see more alternatives. A lot of trailers and trucks on the road is because the rail is not providing
to Lagos State government,
Yeah.
Niger State government, Kano State government, Kaduna State government, Enugu State government, Abia State government, and Ogun State government.
Oh, wow.
These 7 states, I don't know many others, but these 7 states
they are actively
actually railing with the states. Railing with the states.
Railing with the states, okay. Don't worry. Go and hold. If your governor was not mentioned, if your governor...
don't put me on the spot though. I only mentioned the ones that I know.
If your governor was not mentioned, go and start asking what is going on. Thank you so much. We've been speaking with the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Dr. Kayode Opeifa. It's always good to have him on the show because we get to know what is going on. And many Nigerians are in doubt that the government is doing anything concerning some industry because we don't talk about it. We say Borno's governor too. We are happy when we hear governors that are working because it is important that it's not just about Lagos or Abuja. Other governors are also putting in the effort, and we celebrate your good efforts. And the ones not working,
and we celebrate the other governors.
And we celebrate others
because they are doing other things, and they're also planning rail. But
you never
yet to visit.
All right, we'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.